Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit using Kinemaster, which is a really cool video editing app on iPhone and Android. I'm going to be using the iPhone for this one. Let me know if you want an Android version of this. So this app is really cool. You do need to pay for some features such as to remove the watermark or get access to certain features in the shop. So to start a project, click on that middle button and then select your aspect ratio. You can go square, vertical, or horizontal, but you want to go horizontal, which is 16:9, since that is the YouTube video size. Let's look at all the controls. So we have this trash can icon to remove the watermark. Then we also have this toolbar here at the left, so you have all your tools here. Then you have this circular thing with all your media controls. You have the export button, the play button, and the store button, which has other medias and things like that you can purchase from their store. So we want to click on the media button. I'm just going to import a video from my camera roll here, so you can either go video or photo. I'm just going to import a video from my camera roll. Here is the video that I imported. I actually created this using Kinemaster on Android, so I have a video on how to make an animated intro on Android, and this is what I made. So if you want to check that out, I'll have that linked in the eye up top, so you guys can go check that out. It's all using Kinemaster, so that can also help you. But yeah, so that's a clip I'm going to be using to show you guys some features that this app has. So first thing we want to do is we're going to tap on this clip, and we're going to see all the editing options that we have available for this clip. So the first thing you'll see here, you can trim/split your clip. So you can, from the left of the playhead, right of the playhead, at the playhead, or split and insert another clip or something. So you can do that, and then you can also just select that and then edit further. We also have pan and zoom, which is kind of like Ken Burns if you've ever used iMovie before. So this basically just sets in start position and end position, and it either moves or zooms out from one position to the other. Here is what I did. So I just set my start position and my end position. Or you can click the equal sign and then they stay in one spot. So you can also do that if that's something you want to do. And then we have volume mixer, so that is just play around with some audio controls. I don't really recommend playing around too much with this, especially if you're not sure what you're doing. That could really mess up audio, so yeah. And then we also have filters that you can add over your videos. So they have some basic ones that are for free, but the rest you need a subscription for. Then we have speed, which you can increase or decrease the speed of the clip. So you can also say if you want to mute the audio or keep the pitch of the audio, etc. So you can just play around with that as well. So that's how you increase or decrease the speed. Then what we have next is the reverse option. So you basically just reverse a video clip, and then this is what it looks like when I reverse this video clip. So it just basically reversed it. So you can do that if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so next thing you can also do is rotate/mirror your video clip. So you can rotate it to left or to the right, as you can see here. And then you can also mirror it, which basically just means you're flipping the clip. And then you have clip graphics here, which are some cool titles and things that you can use. So this can really add a flair to your titles and things like that. So yeah, I really like that they have this option. And obviously you have their store where you can buy even more different types of titles and things like that. So here's just an example of a travel one. So that is actually really cool if you're maybe making a travel vlog or something like that. So yeah, they have all of these graphics that you can also use just to spruce up your videos. Then you have the toggle of vignette, which means it makes this kind of blackish border, darkens the borders of it, so you have more of a focus point. Then you have some more volume controls, which again, don't play around with too much because it kind of can mess it up. And you also have a voice changer, which can be really cool if you have a sit down kind of thing and then you just want to emphasize certain parts or make it funny. You have some adjustments that you can do, so you can go with the saturation, the contrast, the brightness, so you can play around with that as well. Then you also have the option to extract the audio, so that basically means in your timeline you'll have two separate tracks, one for your audio of your clip and one of the clip itself. And then you also have information, which you can name the clip and also see all the resolutions and frame rates of it, so you can also see all of that information here. Okay, so that's all for the editing within a clip. Now let's look at all the controls we have here at the left. So the first thing you see here on the top, you have this kind of arrow, and what that does is it basically takes you back to the main menu, and then you can just again click on your project and then click on this button here to access the editor again. Then you have an undo and redo button. You also have a capture button, which basically means that you're capturing kind of like a screenshot of your where you positioned your playhead. So let me just show you guys practically. So you click on that and then you just drag it to where you want to click that capture. So click on it, click on capture and save, or capture and add as clip, or capture and add as layer. So I said capture and add as clip. So here you can see is the capture. It's basically just standing still now, and it's basically just a screenshot of my video. So yeah, you can do that if you want to. Then you have some settings. So you have audio settings. You can select if it has to fade in or fade out. You can select the volume. You also have fade in and fade out of a video, and then the default duration of layers or of photos. So you can do that as well in this. So this is just if you have some preferences in your editing that you want to keep and you don't want to toggle it in every project, you can just save that here. So you also have that. And then next up, what we have here is you can just remove the entire media thing here, and you can only have your timeline by clicking on that button. And then lastly, we have set it to the beginning of your project or the end of the timeline. You can click that arrow at the bottom for that, so it just takes it to the beginning or end of your timeline. Now that we have all of our controls, let's add some layers. So as you can see, you have different types of layers that you can add here. First one is media, which is photos and videos. Then we have effects that you can get from their effects store. We have text, we have an overlay, which is kind of like stickers that they have. And then lastly, you have a handwriting overlay. So first thing I think what we want to do is we want to add some media to our project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a green screen to my project. So green screens, if you don't know, they're basically the green gets taken away using a chroma key, and then you're left with other animations that you have within that clip. It's a little hard to explain. I'll show you guys. But first thing I want to do is here is my new layer, as you can see, and I can move it around in my timeline to wherever spot I want it to play. So here is the clip. As you can see, it's kind of like a glitch green screen that I have here, so it will kind of look like a glitch transition kind of. So I'm gonna tap on this layer that we just imported, and as you can see, we have some more editing options here like we did with our main clip in our timeline. So you can have split screen, you can have it at the bottom half, the top half of the screen, right half or left side half of the screen. So you can choose how you want to position it in your video. You can also animate your overlays. Now I'm not going to go into much detail about this right now. I'm going to do that with the text, but you have an in animation, an overall animation, and an out animation that you can toggle. Then you can also crop your green screen or your overlay, whatever you have. There are some shapes that you can also use with masking, things like that, so you can also do that if you want to. Next up, we have reverse, so you can also reverse an overlay. You can also have a chroma key, so we're going to get to that just in a minute. You can also adjust the opacity, you can add a filter, you can also rotate it a bit if you want to, so also left, right, or mirror it. You have some more volume controls here. You can blend it a bit. You have a few blending styles. And yeah, so we're going to now look at the chroma key. So this is how you remove the green background of a green screen. You click on enable and it takes it away automatically. If it doesn't get it right entirely the first time, you might want to play around with some of the toggles or select a different color of green. You see you have a bunch here to choose from. So yeah, it actually did get the right amount of green here in this type of green screen that I used, so I got lucky, but sometimes it doesn't. Then you just want to play around with some of the toggles until you have your desired look. So yeah, let me just play this clip, and here you can see it plays the video and then has the glitch and then it continues to play the video. So yeah, that's what the green screen looks like. Really easy, really simple. You basically just have to enable the chroma key and then just get your desired look. Easy and simple as that. So that's how you play around with green screens in Kinemaster. As you can see, I just imported this photo here, and we're going to add another media overlay. And this time I'm going to be using a screen recording that I made. to show you guys how you get that kind of, like on this video, the screen in the phone kind of look. So here you can see I have my screen recording here. I can move it around, I can size it, I can rotate it, whatever I want I can do here with my screen recording. And again, I have all my editing options that I had with my previous clips, so the splitting, the trimming, everything like that, you all have that here. Now I'm gonna go back to layers and I'm gonna add another layer, which is my phone screen layer. So it's just basically a photo of an iPhone without a border or without anything in the middle, so it just acts as an overlay over my video. Okay, so here I have my phone screen now, and as you can see it's at the wrong position, so I'm just going to move that underneath my screen recording, which is where I wanted to start. And then I'm just going to drag it so it's right over the screen recording so that it looks like the screen is actually in the phone. And that's as easy as that is. It's really simple. As you can see here, I just have it playing and it looks like the screen is in the phone. Now let's look at some other type of layers that we have. We just went through all the media layers. We did green screens, we did photos, and we did video. Now let's go to effect. Now they have some effects here, but you want to go to their store if you want some more effects here. So you can go through that if you want to. I'm not going to go through the store in this video. Then you can also add text, which we're going to go in detail with now. So here you can see I'm just going to add some text. So I'm going to type in Kinemaster. So this is an example of if I'm maybe making a video of Kinemaster. So I'm just going to tap that, and then you're going to click on the correction mark in the top right. Then I have my text here. Now I'm going to click on font, and they have some fonts that you can choose from. Now you can get some from the effects store, or you can just use one of them here, but you can't sadly not import your own fonts, which is really sad, but it is what it is. So yeah, they do have a few fonts for you to choose from. I just decided to go with this Apple color emoji font. So this is what it looks like. And now what we can do, you can also trim and split your text, and then you can also select the color. So you have a front color that you can select, so the main color of your text you can see in that little square at the right what your text will look like. It's kind of like a preview. You can also go into this wheel and get a more precise kind of color that you might want. So that's what I did and tried to get like a nice color. And then let's go back to color, and then we can adjust the shadow or give it an outline, etc. So let's go back into color. So here you can see at the side you have shadow, you have glow, and you have an outline. So I'm just going to give it an outline so it stands out a bit more, and I think I'm going to keep it as a white background or outline. You can also add a background to your text if you want to, so that gives it a more solid background. I'm just going to go with that with a black one, and it's kind of see-through, so the opacity is kind of low, but I actually prefer that look. So this is what it looks like, and now we want to animate that. So I'm going to tap on in animation. As you can see, I have a bunch to choose from. Now actually Android has some that iPhone doesn't, and I think it's vice versa. Now I actually kind of like the ones on Android a bit better, but there are some really cool ones here. So you can see with the letter by letter you can select how long it takes for it to play. Then you have some more, so you have counterclockwise, you have slide up, slide down, slide right, pop, fade, etc. And you can select the duration of each transition, so how long it takes for it to do the transition or the animation. So I think I'm just gonna go with this drop, and I'm just gonna shorten it a bit so it goes a little faster. Then the overall animation, you have a bunch to choose from as well. So you have drifting here. Then we also have floating and other ones, but I think I'm gonna go with drift. And then we have our out animation, which is very similar to the in animations. So yeah, they have a bunch to choose from again and again. You can toggle how long it takes for it to take place, etc. I think I'm just gonna go with a fade. So I'm just gonna move the text so that it is right underneath the screen recording, so it takes place at the same time. Here you can see it comes in, it plays, and then it goes out again. So I think I want to lengthen that as well. So I'm going to drag the duration of the main clip and then of the text so that it is kind of the same length as the screen recording. So I'm just going to do that with all my layers that I have in this area. So we have the background, we have the screen recording, we have the text, and then we also have the phone. So that's everything that we have here. and as you can see, it just drifts around my text, and then it's the end of the screen recording. So again, I'm just gonna make the text shorter and everything else shorter so that it all takes place at the correct amount of time. Once I have my desired look, I can then add some more things. So here is another overlay, which is kind of stickers that they have here that you can also add to spruce up your video, so you can also do that. So once you're happy with that, you can go ahead and get out of there, and then you also have a handwriting overlay. Now you can select which color you want, so I think I'm just gonna go with a plain black kind of look. So yeah, you can play around with some colors. You can also select which type of pen you want. You can select a size, like a shape. You can select eraser, a square eraser, or the size of your brush, like I said. And then this is what it looks like. Here you have your different types of brushes, highlighters, paintbrush, some more brushes, and then just a pen. I think the pen is most clear, so I think I'm gonna go with that. And then you can just draw whatever you want. So here you can see I'm just drawing over some circles that you can do. So you have some more doodles. I think doodles can really give a custom touch to your videos, so I actually like including these kind of things. And then you can also edit these as you want to, so you can also animate them, you can also play around with them and make them look cool. So yeah, I just redrew my stars and I'm gonna give them each an animation. So I think they're gonna pop, and then I'm gonna choose an overall animation for them that I think works best for them. So you have a few here to choose from. As you can see, you can have this fountain here. You can drag it into a corner and just have a bunch of stars popping out of there. We have a ring that it can go around in a circle. Basically, it looks like a ring, and then it can also just like float around as you want to. You can also have them drifting around or squishing, and I think the squishing looks cooler than the others, so I'm gonna go with that. And then you also have an out animation that you can choose from. So again, they have so many. I'm just gonna go with the scale down one. And then I'm gonna select the duration and where it should start and where it should end in my clip. So I think I'm gonna make it the same duration as all the other clips. So I'm just gonna do that. And now let's play the clip. Here we have our entire clip. So we have the text coming in with all the animations. We have a screen recording going and our stars floating around. So yeah, I think this looks really cool. And then you can also add a voiceover by clicking on the recording button and then clicking start. It will record your voice, and then you can just click on stop. And then you can review it or re-record it, or just click on the correction mark in the top right if you're happy with your voiceover. And yeah, it's as easy as that. You can also edit some of those things, add some split or trimming to it. You can use the voice changer again, you can loop it, etc. So you can also edit your voiceovers. In the audio tab, you have access to some of your music that you want to use. So you have music assets that you can get from their store. You also have sound effects assets that you can get from the store. Recorded, which is all your previous voiceovers. That's a voiceover that we just did, internal. And then you have your playlist that you have on your phone that you can play around with and you can add to your project, which is really cool. So you also have the option to do all of that in here. So that is everything in the audio kind of playlist. So you can have all of that in your video. Once you're happy with your project, you can export by clicking on the export button in the top right. And then you can select your resolution, so you can go up to 4K, and you can select the frame rate and the quality, so you can toggle that thing there that says low quality to high quality. I'm just setting it to the most high quality, and then you can click on export, and then that brings this up, so you can just select to skip, and then it will start exporting the project, and then we'll save it directly into your photo library. Very, very simple. You'll also have your project lay up there if you want to save it to other places. If you want to click on that, you have some more places that you can send it to, but it's already in your photo library if you want to access it there. Okay, let's take a look at our finished project. So yeah, that was my tutorial on how to edit using Kinemaster. I hope it helped you guys, and now you have a better understanding of the app. If it did, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below any other questions you may have for me. I will try to reply to all of them. Definitely subscribe by clicking on the icon on the screen and click on the playlist to see all my other YouTube tips related videos or other tutorials and things like this, and click on the video to my previously uploaded video. Thank you guys so much. Be weird and be proud of it. Bye.